Good morning. Here to walk you through, if you need the help that is, drawing the front wheels and rear wheels for our dragsters. Now obviously I think most of you have already started drawing your dragster bodies based on this assignment, the CO2 dragster design, right, where I showed you this picture just so you had an idea to how it would get assembled. And then I printed these off for you, and you guys started drawing your actual bodies on paper. And then I asked you to basically get this approved by me, and then to start drawing an on-shape, your body. And then there was this to help you draw in the on-shape body, so dimensions to start with and things like that. And so what we've added is, just this morning I added dimensions for the front wheels and the rear wheels for you to draw so that you can put the wheels on your body in on-shape. And so in case you're not exactly sure how to go about drawing these, here's your dimensions for this. So that was the front wheel, and here's the rear wheel. The idea is that basically what I gave you there was exactly what you would need to draw for a sketch, and then just to revolve it around this construction line. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we can go ahead and leave that one up. Go over here to on-shape, and we will create a new document, and we're going to label it Dragster front and rear wheels, and hit OK. And if we kind of just go back to this for a second, you can see here our measurements, our dimensions are in inches, and so you want to make sure that your drawing is set up in inches. I believe mine defaults to that. Yeah, I'm at inches already, so I'm good to go there. Okay, and then I guess what I kind of thought was, in my mind, to pick a sketch, you can do either one you want, either the front or the right. I'll go ahead and do mine in the right. Okay, and then I'm going to view normal 2. And we'll go back and we'll check this out. So the first thing we're going to do is draw this construction line, because that's going to be our axis line. And it's 0.345. So, line, construction. I'm going to start it on the origin there, and then I'm going to dimension that line 0.345. So it's pretty small. That's okay. We can just zoom in. And so now that line, you can see here, projects over. That's like the total height of this wheel. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw in some really rough dimensions, and then we'll come back in and we'll dimension everything. I guess let's start, where's a good place to start? I'll start up in this corner up here, and then we'll work our way down. And so this line up here is an extension of this very top point up here. And so it comes in 0.182. Alright, so now let's get a line. We do a real line here. And I'm just going to hover over this for a second, so that I know I'm in line there. And I'm going to type 0.182. Okay, and now I'm going to come just down a little bit, and then all the way over to this line. And I'm going to stop right there and just see how I did. So that from this to this is 0.031. And so if I get another dimension tool here, 0.031, and now we're set there. Move this up a little bit. Okay, and then this right here is telling me that from here to the center line, if we make this a diameter dimension, so I'll show you how to do that, it'll be 1.383. So we go back to our dimension tool, and from here to this, I don't want it over here, I want to slide my dimension over here so that it becomes a diameter, and then it's 1.383. I believe. Let me double check that. 1.383, good. And so now everything becomes black, that I had that locked in by adding this diameter here. Okay. Now we're going to go down 0.063. 0.063. So there's that line. Whoops. Move that dimension over quick. And then we're going to go in, and this one is now 0.125 as a diameter dimension again. So line tool here, And then I might as well take this down as well to that point. And so now I'm just kind of, ballparking this in there. I want that point right underneath that. Then we can close it. And now I'll go back through and throw all the dimensions on here. So 0.125, so dimension from here to here. But then we want to bring it over there so that it's a diameter dimension. And it's 0.125. And then from here as a diameter is 0.25. So we're still on our dimension tool, not on this side, but over here, 0.25. And then this line right here is 0.2. So our dimension tool again, 0.2. And by doing that, I don't have to give it this dimension because this is now everything else is set. And so that is my whole front wheel. So now we just confirm it. Isometric. We'll zoom back in and we're going to run a revolve feature here. Okay, so what surface do I want to revolve? This. And now I need to tell it the axis, and that's the center one that I did. And so all the way around now gives me that front wheel. Okay, so there is our front wheel. And you can label this if you want. Rename front wheel. Now I know what I've got there. Okay, and if you go back here now, the rear wheel is done the exact same way. Okay, and so we'll try to fly through this one a little bit faster. We're going to create a new sketch, right, zoom normal to. We can't do our origin this time, so we got to do it out here a little bit. But this construction line here is going to be 0.83. So we'll start with the construction line. I'm going to hover over this and just bring it out here a little bit somewhere. And I want that to be 0.83. Okay, and now right off the bat, this is just floating out here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that point right there. So now that at least I have that set where I want it to be for the rest of these. Okay, so let's do it the same way. We'll start up here in the corner and we'll bring it down. I'm going to kind of do this a little bit quicker here. So we come out, down, back in. We're going to stop right there for the moment and then dimension everything. So 0.3. Okay, then it goes down 1.6, or 0.16, excuse me. Okay, and then our entire diameter is 1.625 this time. And so on this dimension tool here, if we go here to here, 1.625, 1.625. Okay, so now we're kind of cooking here. All right, go back to my line tool this time. Come down a little, in a little, back to this point. I want to be right below that one. Alright, that should lock that in there. And now 0.063, so we get our dimension tool. 0.063. And now this is all the same as it was before. So from here to here should be 0.125, and from here to here 0.25, and now this one over here is 0.675. Alright, and we are all set. Confirm that, isometric, revolve this around this, and then my rear wheel is now all set. And I can rename that. And you are all good to go. And those are your wheels now to be able to put those on your dragster body.